Have you been looking for ways to improve the gamification in your business? Because today we're living in a world where people get bored, and if you want to have customers for life, I'm going to share with you 10 different ideas in this particular video, where by the end of this, you can implement any one of those 10 ideas, especially in a knowledge business, and you will be able to have better retention of your customers, better gamification, they're going to have a lot of fun, and more importantly, you'll have customers for life. So if you stay till the end of this video, I'm actually going to give you these 10 ideas, and I'm going to give you 3 gifts towards the end. And I have a free course worth 5,099 rupees that I'm going to give it to you for free if you stay till the end of this video and engage with me on this, okay? So first, I'm going to talk about a few concepts. And if you have your notepads, pens, and papers ready, or if you can type ready, type RTL in the chat box if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. RTL stands for ready to learn, or just type ready to learn in the chat box, okay? Because if you've been looking for the answer to the question on how to improve or how to add gamification in business, or looking for ways on how to build customer loyalty, this is going to be the video for you. First, I want to share an important concept that our formal system of education is very, very different from this format of education. Now, especially if you are in a knowledge business and you want to grow that business and you want to add gamification and stuff like that into it, I want you to think about this. Our formal system of education was built on the foundation of memorization and volume of information. And that was not so much of fun. The only fun was if you score better marks in the exams and you have the first ranker in class who'd be feeling very good about himself, but others may not be feeling the same. But when you're doing a digital coaching format, it's about simplification and gamification, where everybody can also win, provided they put in the effort, okay, and they're able to understand how it really works. So the first point I want to mention as a concept before I get into the 10 ideas is that this gamification concept that I'm going to share with you can be a game changer, where you can get more people to cross the finish line and achieve results much faster. Which leads me to the second point, is that learning needs to be fun. When the energy is high, the learning is the highest. And when people know where they're going, what the journey is going to be all about, it becomes even more fun. For example, if somebody has to climb a mountain, if they know what are the different base camps and which levels they need to cross to really go and reach the peak, they'll be more prepared. So there's going to be a learning path, and of course an implementation path also. The third idea I want to share with you is that this formula, the goal of what I'm teaching you here in this gamification model is to attract customers for life. So what is the formula? Number one is authenticity. Okay. Authenticity. If you want to really get more people to enroll into your gamification models, you have to operate from a place where you are absolutely transparent and authentic with them, and where they're able to connect with you as a person, as the owner of the business, okay? The second is you need to present information with a strong logic. Whatever you're sharing, like even for me, what you're seeing right now on the screen, a lot of trying and testing has gone behind this. I'm sharing this with you to present things with a strong logic. It's not just some surface level information here. So how many of you here would agree with me that presenting yourself with a stronger depth in knowledge, you'll be able to create a better impact in your customers? Type agree in the chat box if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, okay? And number 3 is empathy. Yeah. It's people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. That's one of my favorite quotes. Okay. And empathy can be demonstrated in multiple ways. When you show up for them, when people can see through you and your intention that you're there to serve them and helping them achieve the result, if they can feel that emotion from you, that is the formula to attract customers for life. Okay. All of you just type ASE in the chat box. So authenticity, strong logic, and empathy. It caters to both head and heart. Okay. We are all, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical beings. And when you are able to incorporate this into your communication and part of your business and your gamification, you're going to see better results coming your way. So now that I've shared the concepts, let me now close this and get into the top 10 ideas. Okay. Now, before I go to the top 10 ideas, I want to find out how many of you here watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, you're brand new to the concept of business gamification. You can just type brand new in the chat box. Or if you've already implemented some kind of gamification in your business before, please let me know what kind of gamification have you done. Are you running contests, or are you running any kind of a Twitter contest, or you're doing any kind of hackathons or anything? If you're my student, you would probably be doing hackathons. So just type that in the chat box. I would like to know. Okay. So let's come back to the mind map. And here are the 10 ideas that I've implemented into my system. And by the way, what I'm going to share with you, these 10 ideas have helped me attract a customer base of over 15,000 paid customers into my community. And I don't have a very big office. I don't have an office. I don't have a big team. I have a just 3-member team, and we're able to do this completely virtually, implementing these 10 ideas. The first idea is you got to design a learning path for your students, like I mentioned before. People don't lack information. You can go on YouTube, you can swim in YouTube for 24 hours a day. You might be watching this video, you might click on some other video after this, and you may get more and more. You can watch how much of a content that you want, but ultimately, if you have to get results, you need a structure in terms of learning, what to complete first, second, third. And the second thing is you also need to have a design implementation path for your students. So what I do is, in my case, when people complete the first course, 3 days, I give them a t-shirt, and that's like the first level of gamification that I've implemented. So the first gamification that you need to implement is something where people can get immediately within the first 1 week of them getting into your system. Okay, it should be an easy thing. Like when you buy a video game, if the first level itself is really hard, no one is going to complete the game. In fact, the stickability will not be there. So if you want to improve the stickability, the level 1 needs to be easy to conquer. So the learning path that you give for your students should be easy for them to consume and complete, and give them a reward for that. And then there should be an implementation path. So in my case, my implementation path are different stages of implementation. How to go from one milestone to the next. For each of these steps, there's different implementation. For example, if somebody is brand new, for them to get to Freedom Finisher, which is the first milestone, they have a few tasks to complete. For them to achieve the Hall of Fame, there's another task to complete. For them to hit the Crore Club, that different set of tasks. So I've also created something called as a certification path. So if somebody finishes my hackathon, which is a 3-month game that we play, if they completed in 90 days, I give them a certificate, a t-shirt, and I just acknowledge, and a 2,000 rupee voucher for them. Okay, there's also a link to a merchandise, which I'll come to later. Okay, so when you design a learning path, an action-oriented, an implementation path, and a certification path, these are going to be like the foundational elements to a very strong business gamification model. Okay, are all of you with me? Type with you in the chat box. Okay, type with you in the chat box. The fourth thing is you got to design implementation masterminds. What I've observed is, especially in a knowledge business, even though you may give all of the steps I've shared before, the courses are ready, implementation path, certification path, everything is clear, still people will not take action unless you put them through a more intensive game that you play. And this game has to be played live. Okay, when I say design implementation masterminds, this has to be a live mastermind, not pre-recorded. So in my case, I have the hackathon, and we've designed that into different kinds of missions. So the word mission has a ring to it, because if you say complete the task, people don't like tasks. It's a very, people coming from the corporate world and whatever, they just feel like it's imposed upon them. But when you say it's a mission, they look forward to completing the mission. Okay, mission is always, it has a more attractive nature to the whole game. So when you design an implementation mastermind where everybody's taking action together and they're completing one mission after the next and completing the mission, that's another powerful way to gamify your business. And you need to also design rewards and recognition. There can be multiple kinds of rewards and recognition. For example, there can be an activity-based reward. If somebody completes a few actions, give them something. There can be a milestone-based reward. For example, in my case, if they achieve the Hall of Fame, I interview them, I put them on my YouTube channel, they get the visibility, and it boosts their business still further. That's a milestone reward. Okay, they get the recognition also. And the third one is you can have like a superstar award. So I have something called the Crore Club, where if they cross like 1 crore in revenues, they get an actual physical award coming to their place. So rewards and recognition, it makes people go and take action. Otherwise, they will just do things on their own. They would not really move, and your students will not be taking action. Number 6 is something I did in my previous hackathons. Is I used to divide people into different teams. Okay, so if you're playing this hackathon game, I would group them based on city, and then divide them into groups of 5 to 10 people, and that entire team, we give the team a name, and the goal of that team is for everybody to finish and win. And it did phenomenally well. Okay, and now in my diamond level also, we have a team game. Just like in school there are different houses, in my diamond member group we got something called as hives. Okay, we have stars, transformers, warriors, and avengers. So as soon as somebody becomes a diamond member, we allocate them to one of the hives, and there is a point system where when they attend any call, they get points. When they cross the milestone, they get points. So individual points get added up to the team points, and we're able to evaluate which team is actually winning the game on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and quarterly basis. And every 6 months, I plan to give awards for specific diamond members who have maximum attendance, so scored maximum points, maximum participation, and so on. So now what's happening is at this level, it's so much more fun, because now it's a point system, not just on an individual basis, but it's a team thing. Just like IPL, right? Everybody's playing, and there's a sense of bonding that happens between the team members, which normally in school we don't see that unless you have played a team game like cricket or football or basketball. You won't have that team bonding spirit unless you've played a team sport. So here I've applied the same concept of gamification over here. Number 7 is community contests. I do this a lot in my community. So every week I give away 1,000 rupee vouchers to my students. I used to be giving away signed copies of my books, and it's like a win-win. So for example, right now I'm doing something called a Twitter contest. So every time I do a session, I ask people to comment, like, and retweet my tweets, and I randomly pick 5 winners, okay, who get 1,000 rupee voucher. So it's a win-win. The people are winning the reward, they're going to be getting the 1,000 rupee voucher, and I'm also going to be winning through this process because I'm building social proof, leveraging the community itself, and it becomes into a game. And now people are looking forward to it, okay, every single week. So this is another really powerful idea to gamify your business. Number 8 is inner circle calls. So I do Thursday inner circle calls where I share the mission, the vision, and I also share winners. Now this is a very important factor for having customers for life, because if you're not having a deeper core intention and vision to grow your community and your business, people will just get what they want and they'll leave. They will not stick around with you for a long enough period of time. And I got this idea from Simon Sinek. He talks about the golden circle, where a lot of companies, or say 90% of the companies, they only talk about what they do. And a few companies talk about how they do it. But very few companies talk about why they do what they do. The why, when it is strong, that actually becomes a very powerful magnet. It's one way of magnetizing your business to keep people coming back to you, not for what you teach, but for what you stand for. Okay, so it's not a direct gamification strategy, but it's a community nurturing strategy, okay, to keep people coming back. Number 9, the idea is merchandise. So I launched merchandise in the second year of my business, and honestly, it is not a money maker for me. I'm kind of just breaking even on the store because I'm giving away a lot of merchandise just as rewards. It's more of a branding tool. So initially I used to give away books from Amazon, other things. I thought, okay, why not create branding merchandise like t-shirts and mugs and caps and other stuff. So merchandise is a very important and critical element to bringing in a physical dimension to your gamification. So if imagine somebody has won a reward from me and it's a t-shirt and they're wearing that t-shirt and they're associating themselves with the brand, and they're going to be so much more connected and closer to the brand as compared to just seeing a logo on a website. Okay. And finally, number 10 is facilitators. So I have a gamification system where people who hit my Hall of Fame and they achieve they achieved a financial result, I empower them to help other members in the community. Why? Because 1 is they have got a result themselves, so they have the moral authority to teach others. And 2 is I look at their energy. So if they are really having the giving mindset, and if they have a lot of value to give back, I give them a spotlight. So it's a win-win. It's a win for me because I'm leveraging their expertise to support the community, and it's a win for them because they're getting the spotlight, in front of hundreds and thousands of members in the community. So this is also a gamification model. So these are the 10 different ideas that I would like to share, that I wanted to share with all of you, that you can incorporate into your business. Whether you're in a knowledge business or not, you can take bits of these elements to really engage with your customers, to get them to stick with you for a longer period of time. Okay, if you found this valuable, or if you can just type super valuable in the chat box if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or wherever else. Thank you. So like I promised, I have a few gifts to give all of you. The first gift that I would like to give you is this. I'm going to fold this in and share that. I have a course which is 5,910 rupees, but I'm going to give that to you for free. If you go to sidz.co/blueprint, there may also be a link in the description. You can click on that and get in. And I'd like to invite you to my webinar where I'll be decoding the entire system. If you go to sidz.co/live, it's a 90-minute webinar, highly interactive webinar. I'll be running polls and stuff. You can actually engage with me in that webinar. And I'll break down the entire system on how do you take your knowledge, how do you take your idea and make it into a super profitable business in the next 90 days. Okay, step by step, I'll walk you through the entire thing. The first step is finding your niche. Second step is designing digital products. Third step is designing an automated sales system. Fourth step is how do you further market using organic channels. Fifth step is how do you build communities. And the sixth step is how do you make it into a passive income model. Okay, so all these 6 steps I'll be covering step by step if you attend the webinar. But block out 90 minutes of your time. I know a lot of people like to register for webinars, but I would like you to be somebody who's going to watch that till the end. Okay, attend the whole thing. And number 3 is I would like you to connect with me on Twitter. Okay, just search for Sidz, SIDZ on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. And for all you know, you could be a part of my next Twitter contest and you could win some goodies and rewards over there as well. So thank you so much. I've come to the end of this video. I hope you found this valuable, and stay connected to my YouTube channel or on Facebook. Hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so that you get notified on future videos like this. And all my videos are going to be like this, to the point, no fluff, no BS, point shooter style, valuable information that you're going to implement right away. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.